Starting video. Hello everyone, welcome back to Let's Play Parasite Eve 2. Now, for starters, let you know that the audio you're hearing right now was re-recorded for this video. My first time through recording it, it came out so bad that I couldn't bear using it whatsoever. And I've used some really bad audio in the past, so that should give you an idea of just how bad it really was. So, my audio and video problems continue, and I haven't figured out how to fix them yet. But as always, I hope they're not interfering with your ability to enjoy the game. Now, we are at the Arkopolis Tower. We had met up with our partner Rupert, and I think when we last played, we activated an escalator somewhere. So right now we're going to head back that way and see what we can find. And there's the escalator we were talking about. Yeah, a little on the slow side. Might have been better off just walking. Alright, but we got some enemies up here, and we're going to try to get the jump on them. We can attack them first. Alright, so we're going to power up our shots. Try to use our gun to take them down. I gotta be careful because I end up doing that a lot. You gotta let your aim adjust so you're actually looking at the enemy you're going to shoot. But we put them down pretty quick. SWAT member's body. No good. There's no pulse. The armor he's wearing isn't so badly damaged. Alright, now we're going to take his body armor. Sorry, I'll just borrow this. Now, that's alright, Aya. You know, you loot the corpses when you find them. A vending machine. A telescope. 50 cents. Bet the view is nice. Yeah, at this point I realized we should check out what the new armor does. And this is the tactical vest. It gives us plus 50 HP, plus 10 MP, and has 7 attachments. It retains the quickfire special feature, but now gives us HP recovery, which means just like MP, after each battle we'll recover some HP. Now since we switched armors, all the attachments came off, so we're going to put them back on. Now we always keep the tonfa on there in case we need a backup weapon. GPS so we can get an idea of where everything is. And since the pepper spray is an attachment-only item, I figured, well, why the heck not? Let's just put it on there. And the protein capsule in case we get really badly hurt, because then it will recover all our HP in addition to giving us 5 extra. Yeah, we're getting low on space in our inventory, so I'm starting to use and get rid of items that either we don't need or aren't going to be that useful in the long run. Alright, those big guys way down there at the end of the hall are going to be reoccurring enemies that we're going to fight throughout most of the game. But I happen to think that they're weak to fire, so I'm going to start using pyrokinesis on them. And it doesn't seem so bad. Now luckily these guys are a bit on the slow side, but they can take abuse, and on top of that, they have really long range on their attack. You might get a chance to see it. It's not a very good angle, but when they swat at you like that, their arms stretch out to try to grab you. Alright, and we got an item. We got the recovery 1. Alright, something's happening inside that building. Probably our partner Rupert, but over in this corner is another SWAT body. His body armor is shredded. I'm starting to worry about this. But he's got a gun on him, and it's one of the better guns we're going to find in this area. Sorry, I'll just borrow this. What do we get? We got the M5? MP5. It's a 9mm submachine gun with a flashlight attachment, which means its R1 button is a steady stream of bullets, but its R2 button is a flash of its flashlight. The flashlight can stun enemies, but weaker enemies it flat out destroys. Now you see we're going to put the 9mm BP ammo in it, but the battery has 50 charges. Now batteries you can get recharged at the item shops that you're going to find throughout the game. I don't think there are any, well actually I know now that there aren't any item shops on top of the tower, but 50 blasts is more than enough for right now. Alright, there's Rupert fighting with somebody. Freeze! Federal agent! And off he goes. Rupert, you're hurt. Don't worry about me. What was that thing? I was going to ask you. Bastard jumped from the ceiling. You called for backup? Backup's a no-go. Everyone's in the field. Well then, I guess you'll have to go after that thing. Right. Be careful, Aya. I've got a bad feeling about this. Alright, now it looks like he dropped something. Maybe that guy just now. And we get the red key. And we used the blue key earlier, so we're going to go back over there and use the red key alongside it. But there's more stuff to find in this chapel. Get going. I'll catch up later. Yeah, you mentioned. Lively, if artificial flowers. The Book of Lamentations. For the most part, parasites are unaware of their dependent role. K. Fabin. Parasites excel in finding suitable hosts. C. Sajita. Parasites propagate and multiply. H. Sanger. Parasites follow the basis of desires, and I missed it, G. Roberts. Parasites form colonies, yet if their host dies, they feed on each other. A. Morgan. Parasites do not directly kill, yet their eventual host death is unavoidable. R. Mokolvo? Is it not the providence of nature that parasites outnumber hosts? W. A. Vasquez. Weak parasites torment weak hosts, ensuring mutual destruction. D.R. Sao. An interesting, obscure manuscript. No need to carry this around. Yep, and that was a lot of information that I don't think gets used much in this game. But what do we got here? This, Nagara. Recapture is impossible. It's going to be New York all over again. Yes, sir. All evidence will be destroyed. See, that's that SWAT officer we saw earlier on the video feed. Mist won't be a problem, sir. Number 9 will create a diversion. Now we're going to go check out what he's doing. There's a bust of the building's owner here. His achievements in genetics are arrogantly carved into the plate. I bet he didn't do half the research he takes credit for. Not the type you want to spend much time with. Someone planted a bomb. What if it's booby-trapped? A bomb has been planted here. I don't know how to defuse it. Alright, now we're going to check the door that he went through. It must be locked from the other side. There's something on the ground. And we find the black card. The black card is a very important item that you're going to want to get your hands on. It's a key item, actually. Plastic card. The logo resembles two bent X's lined up next to each other. Now, we're not going to be able to use the card right now, but later in the game, it ends up being really important. It's something optional that you can find here. And then these attack us. Caterpies! We got attacked by caterpies. I really don't like these enemies. These enemies end up being a pain. And what are we going to do? We're going to try to blow them away with combustion. And it works. And what do we get for our trouble? An MP boost. But unfortunately, I was out of room at this time. So I had to discard it. If I could have used it right from there, I would have, since our MP is like at 16 right now. So you can see here's where I decide to discard some of the items that we can't use, or that we're not really going to use. This way we'll have more space for items later on. Okay, a bunch of mobs. And if you see, we can just knock them right out with the flashlight. Alright, one more rat somewhere. Maybe two more rats. Alright, now we're checking the map again, because we just met with that big guy. So now, areas that we visited have become dangerous again. And you can see that they're in red. A bomb here! How does he plan to escape? Now it sure looks like he burst through those gates right there, but we're going to go use the red key first. There are some more of those big guys. Some fire, followed up by a small arms fire. Puts them down pretty quick. and we got an item, and luckily I had enough sense to make room for it. But it's 9mm Hydra. It just stacks with what we already have. Okay, a big guy and some rats. They're not that big, but they're bigger than the rats. So we put him down first, and then we take care of the rats. And I don't think the rats really bother you unless you get their attention first. Alright, so the penicillin I'm going to discard, because we've only got so much room. And since we're up here, might as well go save. Yep, we already checked out the SWAT bodies. Don't worry. A police helicopter will be there shortly for you. Agent Berea, you must detain that suspect. Alright, so we're going to save our game. Because if anything goes wrong, we want to be able to come back. And restock our ammo. And you can hear the enemies over in the distance. Now, it sounded like rats to me, but it looks like it's morphs and those humanoid-shaped ones. See, the flashlight didn't even bother them while their backs were turned. But when they're facing us, it stuns them, giving us plenty of time to reload. Okay, and more Hydra ammo. The Hydra ammo, I think I've already mentioned, is slightly more powerful than the standard BP, so we're going to hang on to it for when the bigger, tougher monsters show up. And we got some more behind the counter. So I don't know my pastries, my confectionaries, and my sweets all that well, but I'm pretty sure that's a bundt cake up there. I was trying to figure that out while I was playing through it. No idea what's in the other pictures though. Probably more pastries and cakes and stuff. But these enemies are essentially harmless behind the counter like that. Which is good for us. It means we can kill them easily. Be careful. See, I switched targets and got myself hurt for it. Alright, and one less rat. Okay, and in here we use the blue key. So now we're going to use the red key. And you see that that affects the water fountain in a second. Now over here, where the camera is. But right now all we see is a reflection of the room we're in. What? The power's off. Seems like somebody cut the power on us. Now the water fountain is dangerous. That's because we did something that changed the game. So now rooms that we thought were safe might be dangerous again. And that's how you go and hunt down all the different enemies. Now I don't think I'm going to try to find every group of enemies that we can, but if you guys ever decide to play, that's the way you get your score high enough to earn special items. Now, I've been calling these things big guys, but I guess they're not as large as I thought they were. Or just the perspective there was weird. Okay, another item. Grenade rounds. Let's go take a look at the grenade rounds. 40mm fragmentation grenade. Shoots fragments over a wide area, and they can be used in the grenade pistol and the M4A1 grenade attachment. Now, at the moment, we don't have either of those. SWAT member is in the fountain. His weapon looks like it's in good condition. But now we have a grenade pistol. Pistol-sized 40mm grenade launcher. Now that only has one fire mode, and it fires a single grenade. So we're going to add that to our armor attachments so we can switch to it whenever we like. Okay, we're going to refill our ammo real quick. And more caterpies. Now we're going to try combustion again because it worked last time. We got most of them. And we got recovery 1, but no room for it. Oh, here come bats. The bats, the bats, the bats, they're gonna get you. Now, I really thought the flashlight would have just killed all the bats, but it ends up it just stuns them. And more Hydra ammo. Now we got a bunch of mobs down here, and a bunch of caterpillars. Now, of course, like the big brave guy I am, I'm fighting them with a gun from as far away as I can. I may or may not have mentioned this, but I actually really don't like a lot of bugs. Moths I especially dislike. Not big on spiders either. It's weird though, like the bigger a spider is, the less of a problem I have with it. Like my buddy who had tarantulas and stuff, they didn't bother me. But like the smaller ones that like crawl around in my house and stuff, can't stand them. Camel crickets. God, I hated camel crickets. Okay, now at this point we can only see the roof garden is dangerous. But we're not going to the roof garden right now. Like I said, I'm not going to go after every enemy that we can. Now I have this bridge in front of us and this lit up panel. There's some kind of panel here. Now, like a dummy, I forgot that there's a puzzle here we have to figure out. But we gotta go back and find the clues. And I wasn't sure at first where the clues were. So I ran back into the, I guess the church or the chapel over here. But when I realized that was the wrong place to go, I turned back around. Your death won't be in vain. Well, it won't be in vain if we can figure out how to go forward. Now it ends up the note's in here, and that I had completely passed it up by mistake. Weird graffiti. And you can see there's a short musical score. I was a little too quick there. Bridge. You see, the notes are the hints. That note there is 1, 2, and 3, and it goes up like that. Now, even though I studied how to play the piano and stuff, I can't read sheet music on its own, so I had to sit there and sort of like count it up to figure out which one was which. So as the notes go up, you can see that the code is 5, 6, 1. And it took me a minute to realize that. I think I screwed it up and thought it was 6, 7, 1. Maybe that's the song title. Okay, now we're going back to the bridge. There's some kind of panel here. So now we try out the password. Maybe if I push this button. 5, 6, 1. And we got it. And up goes the bridge. Stranding all those fish. Those fish are jerks. We tried crossing the bridge while it was down. The fish would have attacked us. Now we can fight these fish and get some points, but no reason to waste ammo on these guys. We're going to switch to our Tonfa. Now if I get the timing right, you can combo the tonfa. But since the fish just take one hit, there's not really much need for it. And there are certain enemies in the game that take damage differently than others. So it's worthwhile sometimes to have the tonfa to use on those enemies when bullets or parasite powers aren't as effective. Yeah, something happened over there. Looks like the guy we're looking for is behind that door. Wait, it's still alive. Well, we're going to put it out of its misery then. And earn a few points for the trouble. Now we got a recovery 2 here, which is better than a recovery 1, so we switch them out. It's closed. Someone activated the emergency lockout. A bomb, and it's armed. An emergency phone. I can probably use this to call Mist. And that's exactly what we're going to do. We're going to save our game again. I don't care how you do it. Just detain that suspect. We're going to save our game because we're getting ready for a big fight. In fact, at this point, I think we're going to power up some of our parasite energies and equip ourselves appropriately. So yeah, we'll make sure the grenade gun is loaded, because we don't want to go in there with an unloaded pistol. We're going to put the 9mm ammo in there, because we're going to switch from the BP to the Hydra on our gun. So that way when we run out of Hydra bullets, we can switch back to the BP. Okay, and since it's about time, we're going to level up, well not level up, we're going to unlock some of our parasite energy abilities. We'll go with Antibody, Necrosis, which discharges electricity, and Plasma, which knocks back targets with a small blast wave. And now we've got something like 49 MP. Alright, we should be decked out enough. And we're up on top of the roof on some sort of walkway. And we saw this walkway before when we were looking at the security cameras. A high voltage cable. Here's another high voltage cable. A cable and a steam pipe. The lift is on the floor above. That man must be up there. Great. I should warn Rupert. So yeah, let's run off and let Rupert know what's going on. Oh, and there's what's going to be our buddy. What are you? Q&A time, huh? I'm a hunter, just like you. My turn. Guess what this is? A warrant for your arrest? This is your life, little girl. Here, come and take it. If you can. Okay, boss fight time. This is number 9. And he fights mostly by using that machete he has right there. And he'll charge and jump at you. He has another attack, which we'll get to see in a minute, where he fires a grenade at us. If that grenade hits us, it also does status effects. Now, right now, we're going to cast Energy Shot to power up our attacks. Or I thought we were. Now, there's a trick you can do over here, but I was too slow to pull it off. If you can hit those high voltage cables, just as he's passing them, he'll get hit by them. But I was too slow on that one. So I'm going to give it another shot. But I switched the grenade pistol, thinking I had more grenades. No such luck. See, that time I was too early. Now, you know, I'd never used the pepper spray on him before, so I figured I'd give it a shot. And what do you know, it worked. I left him vulnerable, and we did over 300 points of damage. Wasn't too late that time. I got him. Now that just happened to be enough damage to kill him. Pretty good for a Fed. Want some more? We'll finish this up here. And since that was a big battle, we got big rewards. The lift is down. Go up. Enough games. Now drop it. Do it now. What? Afraid to shoot me? Time's up, little girl. And he jumps over to the next building. Listen! Hey, where'd he go? He jumped to the next building. What? That's impossible. What is that in your hand? It was laying on the ground here. You know, I think that's the bomb's detonator. What? Can you defuse it? You're kidding, right? Did you press something? Don't look at me. There must have been someone with another detonator. We better get out of here. Relax, the chopper's on its way. If it gets here in time. And what do you know? That was a little too close. Just in time to pick us up. And just in time for a CG-generated image of the building exploding. But I think this is going to be where we call an episode for here today. Thank you for watching. I apologize for all the problems we've been having. I will see you guys in the next episode. Take care of yourselves.